Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of Florida Springs Council's Ask Me Anything series. I am Florida Springs Council Executive Director Ryan Smart. For those of you who don't know, over the next several weeks, we'll be taking your questions and doing our best to answer them. I'll be joined by experts and advocates from across the Springs community for an informal discussion on Springs science and policy. Today, it is my pleasure to be joined by environmental attorney Harvey, who is the acting director of conservation for Save the Manatee Club and was one of the key attorneys in our recent challenge of 5 Florida Springs Basin Management Action Plans against the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. Our question today is from Jennifer. Jennifer asks if the laws that protect endangered or threatened species like the manatee or the Ichetucknee silt snail can be used to give extra protection to the springs those species depend on. What do you think, Ann?
Yes, they can be. The Endangered Species Act is often used to protect essential habitat for listed species, both threatened and endangered.
Great. Can you give us an example or two of how that's done?
In Florida, there are several springs. In fact, most springs are designated critical habitat for manatees because manatees rely on warm water springs as a wintertime refuge and for fresh water. So when the water management districts set the minimum flows and levels that determine how much additional water can be withdrawn from those spring systems, they have to evaluate manatee use of those springs and ensure that they're setting a level that's adequately protective. In fact, Save the Manatee Club has worked particularly successfully with the department on ensuring a good plan for manatees in Volusia Blue Spring, which is a critical habitat for manatees.
Great. One area where wildlife management and springs restoration overlap considerably is the Rodman Dam, which I know is something that you and Save the Manatee Club have worked on. There's currently a strong push to restore the flow of the Ocklawaha River. Can you talk about how the decision to breach or not breach the Rodman would impact manatees?
The restoration of the Ocklawaha River is the single greatest conservation step we can take to ensure that manatees survive for future generations. It's over 20 springs are covered by the Rodman Dam currently, and freeing those springs, reconnecting the St. Johns and Silver Rivers would be enormous for ensuring a stable manatee population in North Florida. So we fully support restoration and hope that it takes effect soon.
And is there any way that the manatees and protecting their habitat can help towards that restoration goal?
Well, there's already been findings from both Florida Fish and Wildlife and the federal Fish and Wildlife agencies that say that to conserve manatees as part of the conservation plan and the warm water contingency plan for manatee management, the Ocklawaha needs to be restored. So the federal and state agencies are already on board with that and have evaluated that as part of the critical plan for ensuring the stability of the population. So the science is there. It's just the political willpower that's needed.
Thank you very much. Thanks again to our guest, environmental attorney Harvey. I hope you will join us again for another question. And thanks to all of you for watching. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, you can go to the Florida Springs Council Facebook page and ask away. While you're there, please like the page, share our posts, and sign up for our free email alerts. Thank you. Thanks, Ann.
Thanks very much for having me.